Good evening, guys, and happy Super Bowl Sunday to all of your sunshiny faces. So I didn't end up recording earlier today because honestly I woke up a little late last night, or woke up late this morning. I went to bed, I was telling you guys, sort of late last night. Tonight I am too, and I'm really mad about that because I've actually been really good about like going to bed and stuff like that the last like 2 weeks and waking up early at least, or more, you know, like 2-3 weeks or something like that now. And so like I said, I've been really like, you know, going to bed early, waking up early, and again tonight it's sort of late. I woke up a little late today because I went to bed late last night, but my dad's actually going to be home tomorrow because my mom has sort of like a little procedure that she is having done tomorrow that my dad's going to have to drive her to. He'll be home tomorrow, and so like I said, I'm hoping that he'll at least be able to sort of wake me up too, and so I won't be able to like sleep in that late, but I'm going to bed sort of late right now. We ended up watching the Super Bowl. I'll share with you guys. I did snap a couple pics of all the food. I got to everything today. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm just getting good at like the appetizer stuff because we did it over Christmas and everything like that too, and like I always have been, but I always think that I go way too overboard, and like there's always a lot of things like that I have to make and stuff like that. So I don't know, I just did it. And maybe too it's because again, like our pantry is, I told you guys how, again, cleaning out the pantry, the freezer that we just did now too, like all that stuff from before Christmas, and then we did the freezer slightly after. It's like I know everything that we have in the pantry, and I can again like sort of just utilize everything, and like I know where everything is. So I ended up doing, I had a bag of meatballs. It was an older bag of meatballs I got before. It was a 2-pound bag. It was a big bag of like frozen meatballs. And I was like, I don't really know. They were like home style, I think. So they weren't like flavored or Italian or anything like that. And I was like, I don't really know entirely what I want to sort of do with these. And I know I wasn't going to use like a full 2-pound bag of meatballs for like just for like appetizer stuff. I was like, I'm not going to use that much, but I didn't want to use the ones that I just bought because I have plans sort of to use those ones up. So I was like, I guess I could use that and then make freezer dinner. So today, on top of making the stuff for the Super Bowl, I also made 3 freezer dinners that's like meatball veggie soup, sort of like an Italian wedding soup, I think is what it's called. One was just like specifically called like meatball veggie soup. It wasn't actually like Italian wedding soup, I think is what it's called, like I said, but most of the ingredients were similar to ones that I was finding that were that same one. So anyways, I ended up making 3 of those with the leftover meatballs. So out of the 2-pound bag of meatballs, I ended up using about a ½ pound today for the appetizers, which we just did with like the chili, like it's equal parts chili sauce and like jelly or jam, like grape jelly or jam, and then again I used it about ½ pound in the little slow cooker, and we had just enough, exactly a ½ cup of chili sauce and exactly ½ cup of jelly. So I just stirred that up, poured it over the top, and left it on, I don't know, warm, or I think I left it on high for like an hour or 2, something like that, and they were done. Then I also got 1 bag of the ravioli at Aldi, just because I was like, we're doing a lot of like, again, like little sort of like just like snack sort of thing. So I was like, I do want to have like a little bit of, because it's supposed to be mainly for dinner, so I wanted to do something that was a little bit more like hearty a little bit. So I ended up doing that, just the 1 bag of ravioli with pasta sauce, and threw that in the slow cooker. And then I also ended up doing, I got those mini, what's it called? Those little mini bell peppers. I did that with a 1 like brick of cream cheese, and then like I don't know how much I ended up using, maybe a ½ cup to a cup worth of cheddar cheese and a little bit of garlic salt, and then just like melted the cream cheese a little bit, stirred that all up, and then ended up like stuffing the peppers and did those. I did those a ton. Like I used to make those a lot. I absolutely love those. They're so good. But I can only eat like a couple because it's like a lot of cream cheese. But they're like amazing and perfect like little appetizer things. And so since I got the sale on those bell peppers, and I have extra cream cheese too that I got from like around Christmas time, I have extras in the fridge, and so I was like, I can use this stuff up too. So I got some of that to use. And then also too, my mom had, I think she got at the dollar store, it was like a pre-made like taco taco dip like seasoning sort of mix. And so that just used 1 cup or 1 like brick of cream cheese, like 8 ounces or like I think it's a cup worth of sour cream, and then 1/2 of a cup of mayonnaise, and then the little packet of like the taco dip. Like seasoning stuff, mix that up. I thought it was so good, and honestly too, it was such a good, like, you could have it with like any type of chip. I felt like, really, like it could be a like tortilla chip or like a potato chip. Or a like pretzels too. I actually loved it with pretzels. And then also too, which we had some leftovers in the pantry as well for that. So, and then you guys saw, like, I got potato chips and tortilla chips at the store like yesterday. And then also too, like baby carrots. I thought it was like a perfect dip too for like doing with veggies also. So like I said, I actually loved that. I thought like that dip specifically was a good like all around dip. But then also too, my mom asked for Dean's dip, which we tried to pick up actually yesterday when we were at Target. I didn't want to pay the price at Jewel. My mom again specifically asked for Dean's dip. She didn't want like the Aldi brand. So I was like, okay, fine, we can get that. But I was gonna pick it up at Target because I was figuring it would probably be cheaper, and it was, but they were completely out. So we had to get the hell of a good dip, which again, I was like, I could either do that or just get the, you know, the dip from Aldi again. And again, my mom did ask for actual name brand, so I was like, I guess I'll get that, because again, we had to run to Target to pick up like my dad's ink for his printer and everything. So what we ended up doing though yesterday, and so I grabbed that too, just for like the dip that my mom asked for today to do with, again, chips. So we did 2 sort of different dips a little bit. And then also too, my mom had that she bought for New Year's Eve was to do these tiny little like mini quiche, and she got those, like I said, for New Year's Eve, but she never ended up using them, so they were still in the freezer. So I was like, this is the perfect opportunity. So again, the little appetizer things for those as well. And those actually I ended up cooking at the same amount of time as the like peppers, because you throw those in the oven at 350 for like 20 minutes, I think. I put mine in a tad bit longer after. Like I think I put mine in for like maybe about half an hour. Like in the end, I ended up adding on a couple extra minutes because I was like, it just doesn't look completely done yet. So after all of that, those, like I said, both cooked at the same time. This was the only thing I had to put in the oven. I didn't have to do really anything else. Like, it was pretty much easy stuff for the most part. And again, the stuff in the crock pot just cooked, and everything was done also too, like at the same time. And then for dessert, we ended up doing, I did the dump cake, which I realized didn't actually have yellow cake mix, but I did have a white like butter cake or something like that. I forget what it was called. It wasn't a butter cake, but it was like a white something cake. And so or white golden cake, I think it was called, or something, I don't know, but it wasn't exactly like a yellow cake. It wasn't a butter cake. But I was trying to figure out, because I had 2 things of like apple like pie filling, and so normally you do that, and then you do like 2 cans of that in the slow cooker, and then you do over the top, you mix 1 stick of melted butter with the cake mix, and then put it over the top, and then cook it. I did low for 4 hours, I think, or high for 2 hours you can do. And then I just topped it with that really good ice cream from Aldi. It was so tasty. But like I was saying, that I didn't have this specific type of boxed cake mix. And then too, I saw like you could do it with spice cake to do like apple cinnamon sort of like dump cake, and I didn't have any of those. I actually have a lot of cake mixes, but I don't seem to have any of the ones that I actually like needed for this specific, which is just a generic yellow. I had like white, I had strawberry, I had lemon, I had a bunch of other ones, which I can also do with dump cakes. Like I can do strawberry with like strawberry, I think it's strawberry filling, or I can do lemon with lemon filling, or again, there's also like cherry filling I could do with different types of, again, like box cakes mix as well. But I was like, I can't believe that I don't have that, and I didn't even double check to see if I did, because I was like 99% sure that I had one, and I didn't. It was that 1% chance, and I ended up actually not having it. So I had to, like I said, make a slight adjustment, but it actually still tasted amazing. And so we had that for sort of like dessert, but it was super filling. We had leftovers too. So tomorrow, again, I'm hoping I can get up early so that we can I want to make the chocolate covered strawberries, and also too, I have pretzel rods that I want to make with like the melted what's that called? Almond bark. 2 is sort of like a little extra dessert sort of thing for tomorrow for Valentine's Day, because again, my mom has that little thing going on, the procedure sort of, and so I wanted to again sort of make Valentine's Day a little special, because my parents might wind up going out for dinner tomorrow. It depends on how my mom's feeling, but if she is feeling better, then they'll probably wind up going out. But if not, too, just like for dinner tomorrow night, we're just going to do the Aldi deli pizzas, because again, it's an easy thing to do. And like today, I dirtied all the crock pots that we have, so I can't even do anything like in the slow cooker or, you know, anything like that. So I was like, that's just an easy thing. They had those pizzas on sale cheap too at Aldi, so I figured it's a good time to use that. So maybe too, I don't know why, I just felt very like the dinner, or appetizers to make today just felt really easy, and yet I sort of hit all my bases with like all of the different sort of like a variety of things too. So like I said, I don't know. I don't know. I was telling my dad, I was like, I don't know if this is just getting easier because I'm getting better at doing it, like making the appetizers and again having everything like ready at the same time too, because like I struggled with that a lot when we would do like that, because we do it every year for like Christmas and stuff like that. And I think too, sometimes I over like make things too, like I will wind up cooking for like a huge crowd when it's literally just like us. And so this time again I didn't. I was like, I'm gonna scale it back a lot. And again too, we still had leftovers, you know, like enough, not a crazy amount or anything like that, and everybody was still very filled. It wasn't like we were like, oh, I'm starving, like we didn't actually eat like dinner or anything, you know, because again it was like we had some meat with the meatballs, and again some of the ravioli, and you know, the mini quiche and stuff like that. And so again, I felt like we sort of again ended up sort of hitting all the bases on like food, you know, and stuff like that. But like I said, I was just like totally in the zone today for some reason. Like it just got everything done. I made those freezer dinners too, but like that's the thing too, is that I'm really trying to utilize, like I don't want to waste our leftovers too. Like the chili sauce, I had a half of a cup left over in the fridge, which would probably be something that I'd just be like, okay, we're not going to use this, I'm just going to throw it out. But I had a use for it and was able to do it as appetizers. Like I said, remembering to use up those mini quiche too, which are like perfect little appetizer things that my mom bought. We forgot to use, and will probably wind up sitting out in the freezer for forever until somebody finally remembered they were out there to use them. But it's like, now that I know that stuff that is in the pantry, again, like the apple pie filling I bought a while ago, I think before Christmas, and so I was like, I wanted to do dump cake back then and I forgot about it, so I was like, this is the perfect opportunity to do a dump cake now, where it's just an easy like Super Bowl sort of, you know, again like fast sort of, you know, dessert thing that's still fun and is an extra little, like I said, bonus thing that I don't have to put too much effort into either. And it's ingredients that I already had in the pantry. I had everything that I needed for that, and most of the stuff too, you guys saw the grocery haul from yesterday, like I needed the ravioli, and I think that was really sort of it. Like I barely needed anything for those things today, and like getting the deli pizzas for tomorrow were the only thing that I really need for tomorrow, and the strawberries. Other than that, I have other things in the pantry, so I'm like trying to use these kind of things up that I know we have, and again, it's just like my knowledge of what we have in the pantry, I'm making sure that we don't wind up wasting those things. And so again, it was a really successful food Super Bowl, but as far as the outcome, this was who I was rooting for, guys. I had my Ocho Cinco jersey on, which I honestly thought I was never going to have the opportunity to wear, because I was like, honestly, like I have a bunch of like old jerseys that were actually Matthew Jack's friends. They're two brothers that were like more Matthew's friends, but that was funny too. One of them was like the, like, I don't know, like the reading buddy for like Jack in school, and so like they were sort of like friends a little bit too. But they had like a bunch of jerseys, and then when they outgrew them, they gave them to Matthew, and then Matthew outgrew them, gave them to Jack. They still fit me, and so I still wear them. But there are a lot of, like, I have a Drew Brees one, a really nice like Drew Brees jersey, but I'm not a huge Saints fan. But I have, like I said, a handful of like good jerseys that, again, are more retired players, but I was like, unless like it's a team that, you know, I really absolutely love, or a team that's in the Super Bowl that I'm rooting for, I'm probably not going to wear these, you know, type of jerseys or whatever. Really, I just, again, have them for, again, that like instant where I'm like, yes, I want to root for this team or whatever, because again, they're not like my favorite team, like Bears or, you know, anything like that. But, and again, most of them are all retired players, because these were jerseys that were from when Matthew and Jack were little, like at least 10 or so years ago. So like Drew Brees just retired too. So again, like some of those jerseys, but I was like, I don't know that I'm going to have an opportunity to wear a couple of these ones that I have, because again, they're not like teams that I absolutely love, or players that are still in the league, or again, teams that I normally am rooting for. And so I was like, this is so perfect that I have a Bengals jersey to wear while they're in the Super Bowl. And I am so upset about the outcome though. Like, again, I'm not a huge, like, the Bengals are actually probably one of my more favorite teams. Me, Jack, and my dad a while ago ranked all of our favorites like football teams, and I realized I actually put the Bengals up pretty high. They're just a team that, again, like, I don't like normally don't wind up doing a whole ton, like making it to the playoffs and making it, you know, to the Super Bowl or anything like that. So they're not a team that, again, I'm like, oh yeah, like following and stuff like that, like really that much. But they were one of the teams that I like do like a little bit more than, again, a lot of other teams in the NFL. But I just, like, you know, again, was like, I don't know that I'm gonna have the opportunity to. So the fact that I did was awesome to be able to wear this, but the outcome was not what I was hoping for, because I did really want to see them win. I thought it would have been really awesome, because I feel like it was such an underdog comeback sort of story, like for, you know, like I said, the Bengals team. And it's funny to think that the Bears, who had to go through this huge, you know, now major, you know, restructuring sort of thing in as far as like upper management almost goes and everything, was one of the few games they ended up winning this year was against the Bengals, and in pretty like dominant fashion they ended up beating the Bengals. And like I said, the fact that I was like, there's no way, like they're not going to, like the Bears beat them, like, and like it's dominated a lot. You know, I think they picked off Joe Burrow like 3 times in one game, and so that's why I was like, this, you know, like I don't see the Bengals making it very far. And out of all the teams that I thought was going to go to the Super Bowl, and or I was rooting for going to the Super Bowl, the Bengals were one of those teams where I was like, they'll probably be out kind of early. But they made it all the way to the Super Bowl, which was awesome. And that's why when they finally did, I was like, this is, I want to see them go all the way, you know, in the last playoff games too, or the last playoff game. That's who I was rooting for also, you know, because I was just like, I want to see them go to the Super Bowl. That'd be awesome. But like I said, it was pretty sad that the outcome was how it was. But again, I honestly too, I thought it was an amazing Super Bowl, because it was so competitive. It came down to the wire, you know, sort of situation too. So anyways, guys, like I said, I definitely need to get in the shower and get to bed, but I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give it a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.